Hello and welcome back to Sovl. As you can see, we're on the second map of this campaign. I still don't know what the symbols mean for the end battle, but it doesn't really matter because you're going to be facing two different armies mashed together. So it's always a surprise, no matter if you predict the first one. Now, we're going to have to maximize our profit, so we're going to have to go down the top line. I'm just thinking because take 4 fights in a row, then a shop and a tent. I think that's the way we do things. I don't really have any other options. Especially considering how difficult the boss fights are on challenge difficulty 6. You don't really get an option. You just have to get lucky. That's part of the gameplay. Because on the first campaign that I had on challenge difficulty 6, I was rather unlucky. I was able to get enough money, but I couldn't buy anything from the last shop. So I was a unit down, and I just barely lost. It also didn't help the enemies had like 4 cannons with them, so... If you get like an undead faction for the ending, then it's a lot easier. Now let's see, it's been 24 hours since I last played this, so... Don't exactly remember which units have what. Pretty sure that these deep guard have they got guns. So, that should be fine. Let's see. Do you have does nobody have crossbows? Oh, it's these guys that have a crossbow. Okay. I mean, I'd prefer if the deep guard fought that abomination. That was really bad. But at least that's 2 wins down. Please, no range. Yes, no range. Yeah, you really have to be lucky with those things because the rats, they do not mess around with their flame cannons. Those things will mess you up. They'll mess you up really badly. Oh, that's bad. I might just want to get my dwarf in there. Dwarf lord. Yeah, that was my bad. I shouldn't have taken you into the forest whatsoever. Is there enough range for that afterwards? I mean, how much range are we talking on this? Not a lot. I am gonna have to wait with you. I'm gonna run these dances all the way down there. Or sure not. There's so many things I want to do, but I can't because they'll get shot apart by these long rifles. I have a lot of these normal dwarfs though. Yep, there we go. The deep guard definitely do have some good armor saves, especially against something like these rats. I am just going to charge us into the flamers because I can't let the flamers live. You can see me? Oh no, they're shooting at these guys down here. Wow. Okay, here's the charge phase. Okay, that's good. They're charging into my lord. That's what I wanted. That's it. So let's think about what I can talk about. I got like an entire sheet of paper here telling me what to talk about. So yeah, something interesting to talk about. Food again, and this time bread. Quite simple, talking about bread. Different types of bread. Specifically rye bread. Yeah, it's quite nice, it fills you up. Having some sliced ham on top of rye bread with a bit of mustard on top is really nice. That's my breakfast usually. I try to avoid cereal because yeah, lactose intolerant, so it's not good for me if I have milk and you know, drinking the non-lactose milks, so you know, like all those you know, what's the correct terminology for them? It's It's like wheat milk and, you know, coconut milk and things like that. They advertise themselves as substitutes for like actual milk. You know, drinking all that sort of stuff isn't. It's not bad because but it's not really healthy because it has a bunch of sugar in it. I can most definitely taste the sweetness in the milk, you know. If I drink that sort of stuff, I usually don't put my sugar into my coffee because it's already sweet enough. So yeah. But the reason why I want to talk about rye bread as well is because, you know, it's just the normal bread just doesn't fill you up whatsoever. At least that's one wound to draw. But yeah, the normal doesn't really fill you up. That's what I've noticed. The normal bread does I don't know why normal bread doesn't fill you up. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to move those dwarf deep guard around, and they stop being shot by the long rifles. Oh, these guys saved it. That's nice. The Ratkin slingers, they're not that great. They definitely do have a lot of numbers on their side. That's horrible. 4 ones? Wow. It's really, really bad. Luckily they got bad saves as well, so. But the deep guard really hurt. They're like my prime unit. I really don't want to be losing deep guard. But yeah, the rye bread is quite good. There's also the types of bread. Juices as well. I've had guaco juice, pink guaco juice. It was quite sweet. I want to charge these guys into the side of them. So the pink guaco juice was quite nice. Just fruit in general right now is really good to get. I've gotten some kiwis and I've gotten some peaches. But now is the perfect time to be eating fruit. That's 1 wound on that long rifle. Yeah, the kiwis and peaches right now are really good. The watermelons as well, because it's the season. Taking heavy losses here. It's really not good, is it? Failing all of our saves. Like, really? 3+ save and you failed 2 of those? Okay, there we go, that monstrosity is dead now. They should rout. They have really bad morale. Oh, they barely saved it. Okay. Don't know how to feel about that. Wow. Stop failing these 3+ saves. You got only 1 job. You know, try to minimize the amount of chances that you're taking, but there's really nothing you can do if you're like deep guard fail straight up a 2+ save 4 times. So, juices fruits are really good right now. Making your own whipped cream, that's something that I do, because strawberries are in season right now, so making your own whipped cream for the strawberries. I'm gonna have to attack the long rifles with this guy to prevent them from shooting. Oh well, that didn't work as planned, but at least that's one of them down. Another one. Been falling a lot of ones this battle. I think that'll be a flank. That's really bad. So bad. You were not supposed to get 4, 2s and 1s. Okay, those guys are out. That's good. Okay, that's them gone. I can attack these guys in the side. Attack these guys in the side. Tries them in from behind. That's good enough. Oh, they go before me, so I can't move out of the way. Usually you can cheese the AI by moving to the side, then they'll forget to attack you after they turn around. So that's definitely something that you can do. So those guys came back from routing. That's why this difficulty is so hard, because the battles are bigger, but the enemies also don't run away. So you just deal with more enemies overall. I could charge them into behind. I think that would be the better option. They're routing anyway this turn, so it doesn't really matter. I should have probably held back from charging, but I didn't want them to get a shot off on my Dwarf veterans. Prefer the deep guard in melee than these vatslingers shooting at the Dwarf guard. The deep guard can take the couple of attacks from behind. Yeah, there's no way they're saving that. They got absolutely annihilated by the Lord. 6 attacks, 1 turn. That's a bit crazy. Oh, they didn't even get to fight back. There we go. So I've tried a lot of different milk substitutes, but I have to say that the barista milks are probably the best, because I drink a lot of teas and coffees, so I don't really need it for cereal, since it doesn't really work with cereal anyway. You're adding something that's already sweet into cereal. And the ones that aren't sweet, they just they're not smooth. I've had some milk substitutes that were based off of wheat or something like that, oats I think, and the problem with that was that there were like pieces of oats in the cereal. So while you're eating the cereal, you're also chewing on oat pieces. So it's a bit awkward. It was more like a soup, like a really watery soup than anything else. I know I just didn't like it, so I just don't have cereal in the morning. Try to avoid that. Get everyone replenishment. Everyone gets healed up. Minus 20%. Yeah, it's a bit harsh because I took those guys, but I did kind of need them for that final battle. I wasn't sure how hard it was going to be, especially considering how big those battles usually are. So if they did have more cannons or anything like that, we would have been in a lot of problems. Because we ourselves don't have any cannons, so we just had to swarm them. That's what I mean. Wow, all of them hit. That's ridiculous. That's a bit ridiculous. So you're telling me I can get 4 ones in a row, and these guys can't get a single one? Oh, well, they did get one, but they can't get like a single 2 or a 3, which would have gone through. There's just so many of them. Problem is that every single unit is so large as well. There's no way around it. Look at that. Look at all those attacks coming in. It's peppering down my lord before he's even there. Can I get some attacks in on this guy? Of course he saves all of those. Okay. Didn't even try saving that. Not a single 5. These guys can charge. What, a single 5? There we go. It's a bit ridiculous. I'm gonna charge this guy into them next turn. Because this flying copter got 4 attacks and they only got, I believe it's 2. So we should be fine. This guy is he's probably gonna die from all this archer fire. Yeah, the lord's gonna die. I mean, that's a lot of attacks coming in. Then they saved all of it. It's only a 3+ save, but they got like only 1. No, they got 2. Yeah, they got 2 saves then. And there goes my lord. It's ridiculous. Those weapon masters don't really show their worth, do they? I promise they're good, but you know, they really try their hardest not to show how good they are. I'm gonna... oh, it's too late. I was thinking about charging that guy in or not because he's got the most ranged attacks, so... I guess it's probably for the best that he's not just out there taking damage. No, I can't reach. These guns have terrible range. Somehow the crossbows have got better range than the guns. Well, he's down there. He does break. That's very lucky. Wow. Yeah, that was really lucky. The fact that these guys only lost 1 unit. They're charging the copter again. I don't know if it's the difficulty or if the game's bugged, but charges from the rear no longer give you +2 to power. Pretty sure that always used to be a thing. Especially on the lower difficulties, but I could be wrong. Again, 2 failed saves. You only had to get 2+ save. And you failed twice. Double ones. Also, units no longer fight back if they get charged from behind. Although sometimes they do, which is really weird. I don't know how that works. Must be just like the Lord or something. Confirm. Let's see. No, I talked about making whipped cream for the strawberries, but I didn't actually say what to do. So yeah, it's basically just double cream, and then you add some sugar to it. Just blend it all. Like a blender. Well, usually blenders have like a whisk attachment, so you just use that instead. Pretty sure you could use a blender, but whisk is preferable. So you just, yeah, use the whisk attachment on a blender or something. The handheld ones. No, not the ones that you use to make juices and stuff. So this, I'm pretty sure this game got a few updates since its release, so I haven't been looking at the patch notes whatsoever, so can't actually say what's changing or not. There's a lot of attacks coming in. Well, at least they saved most of those. Like, how are you missing 4 pluses so much? In the previous round you got like 2 hits, and in this round you got 1. You got 3, I mean. You got a bunch of 1s as well. Bunch of 1s on the dice, that's ridiculous. I'm really not lucky today, it would appear. Well, at least, yeah, that was quite good. That was above expectation in terms of rolls. That's ridiculous. That's a bit ridiculous. Wow. That was ridiculous. The flying machine absolutely failed there. I skipped a turn of attacking because I was so busy being angry. Problem is, you never know with these Elf City Guard when they're gonna actually defend against your shots, or when they're gonna get like 7 1s. Rally. There we go. Oh, we won. Based off of their morale. Well, at least I didn't have to fight anymore. That was an absolute nightmare. Also, another thing to note while making a whipped cream is not to do it too much with the whisk, otherwise you're going to end up with butter. So yeah, they've got 6 attacks on the Lord. Oh, the undead. They should be nice. Oh, I can talk about OBS, the software I'm using to record. Yeah, I'm using OBS to record. It doesn't do any sort of editing, it quite literally just records, so it's quite standard. Yeah. I've gotten my setup done right, so I have it. I have OBS with the gaming recording only, so it doesn't capture the screen if I were to tab out or anything like that. Just check my own recording. That's quite a good setting. Also, it would get quite annoying really fast if you were like always trying to check if the recording is on or not. Then it always would show everyone that you're tabbing out. That'd be really annoying to edit out later on. And having to change screen size and then having to expand the screen again, otherwise you're just going to be left with like a black bar at the bottom every single time you opened up the screen. So yeah, it's quite good that it only records a single tab. Now this helicopter shouldn't be attacked whatsoever. All these attacks should be going towards the Dwarf Lord. Yeah, the wolves could have definitely charged me. Don't get me wrong, the wolves have a lot of attacks. But the problem is their hit points, they got absolutely no hit points whatsoever. There we go, crumbling, yep. Biggest weakness of the undead faction. Right, that they just crumble. I don't have a charge to make. Like, just routing is better than crumbling, because at least then you get your units back, even if they run off the field. Why would anyone ever want to crumble? That's so bad in terms of gameplay mechanics. Straight up losing units. Like, if I were losing in a fight, I could save a morale saving throw, right? But the undead, they can't do that, they just straight up lose units. They don't get an option like, hey, do you want to do a morale check before you start crumbling? Oh, okay then. And then they just crumble. It's just bad. You always lose. It's not good. People that say it's strong to stay in the fight it's really not that big of a benefit. The only reason why that attack was so good is because my dwarves kept getting 3s on their saves. Look at that. It's ridiculous. 4 3s. The wolves aren't strong, the dwarves are just bad at getting good throws. There's also the dwarf warriors, they got 4 skill, 5 defense. How are they losing so badly? Wolves have... yeah, the wolves have 4 power. How is this working? Typical balance. Really, really unfortunate. I don't need to charge in. They're barely, if you look at that, they're just barely not touching me. So I don't have to do anything. I can stay over here. Next round I can continue teasing them with my dwarf veterans, shooting into them. Right then. So stay at range, don't let them basically come up to me. Continue attacking them. Obviously, if you look at this, they just barely get into your range, so you can easily turn around and walk away. Something that I've noticed about the AI, you know. Just don't, yeah, basically don't engage in them. That was really lucky, all their saves. And also you can do something like this. Just casually just drive past them and just stop right there, right in front of them, and then they should turn around. Oh, it's the end of the game. But yeah, they would have just turned around and you could continue shooting them in the back and everything. It's completely balanced. Yeah, I'm gonna get the money. I don't think this one gets taken away. I think only that gets taken away. Oh no, that's bad. It's really bad. Don't have enough money. Just barely, not enough. Oh, I wish there was an option to like sell one of your magical items or something. But yeah. Gonna make the rest of this difficult. Yeah, upgrade my own lord a bit. I feel like I do these two. No, I really gotta go up top, don't I? We'll see if we'll lose on the big sword thing, on the elite fight. Yep, as always, the crossbows are in range. Wow. No, this isn't too horrible. Simply because they got an eagle, a giant eagle, so they don't have an extra unit of elf city guard or anything like that. Extra ballista, which would be really annoying. Oh. 3 6s. I definitely feel like there's some sort of AI bias going on. Like, just a bit, you know? Just a bit. And for editing I use 7... no. I was about to say 7-zip, but no, I use 7-zip for modding. Yeah, I play Dominions, so I do a bit of modding myself for Dominions. Dominion 6 specifically. I also play Conquest of Elysium, got a few mods on there. Nothing too large, you know. Just some overhaul mods. A brand new faction and that's it. These fights are a lot closer than what I like them to be. Maybe if I get inside of the seagull's range, it's going to be better. Who knows? It's one wound on the eagle. There we go, the eagle's protecting my my dwarf foreman. Like, look at that. 2 1s and 2 2s. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna activate the shield on the dwarf foreman. Might as well. I don't think he's gonna live for long. Oh, there he goes, dead. Yeah, the dwarf foreman forced him to review all the saved throws. That was funny. That cruelty thing is really, really good. Another 2 down. And then they saved all of those as well. That's funny. That is funny. Then obviously they failed 5 of these, yeah. That's how that makes sense, yeah. Yeah, there's that disengage button. Oh, and of course he failed all of his attacks. He saved most of those too. The attacks that they rolled on him. Try to get this guy back. Yep, he's valid. Yeah, making in a shortcut. Yeah, making videos in shortcut. So about making videos in shortcut, I've noticed that you basically have to keep the shortcut is more like a script itself for the videos, so it's really hard to describe. But you have like a recording that you made, then you open the file. And then when you save shortcut itself without exporting, it just creates like almost a template for where to get the file again and what has been done to it. So you actually have to export. So yeah, you can't actually move the videos, before you export. Otherwise it will basically not be able to export it. It also won't be able to play the video for you. That's something I've noticed with Shortcut. So good thing they're routing this time. Like, wow. So yeah. Using Shortcut for editing is actually not that bad. I heard some people complain about it, but I feel like it's more like they don't know how to use the software, they don't know how to add tracks to it. Because having a separate audio and video track in Shortcut is really useful. I can add like an overlay. So if I want to, I can add the subscribe and like sort of stuff easily. Then I can also like voice over any sort of recordings that I didn't actually talk in. So it's really useful. You can also separate the audio from the video, so makes everything quite useful. Thank you for watching this episode, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you'll come back again for the next one. It was really a blast making these videos, so yeah, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!